The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash, a roundtable of Cowboys insiders dropping wisdom and offering sizzling takes on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys. Now, your host, Newy Scruggs.
Here we are, Media Mash on a Tuesday. Cowboys back in action. They will face the San Francisco 49ers on NBC's Sunday Night Football in Santa Clara, California, Levi Stadium. He is Clarence Hill, All City Dallas in here. Man, I wasn't going to go there, but your man Chris Kyle back here, the sniper.
Wow.
Chris Bean.
What are you talking about?
He hit you with the, we're going to talk about Texas off the top, baby.
We can talk about the fifth-ranked team in the nation if you want to. I mean, everybody ain't gonna be, and everybody ain't perfect. Everybody ain't BYU, Indiana,
Big 12, BYU.
Nobody's perfect in the SEC. You know, it is what it is. It got a lot of season left. We worried about beating Vanderbilt. Oh, Alabama couldn't beat Vanderbilt.
No,
they carried,
No, they could not.
They carried what they call it, goalposts in the lake. There won't be no lake carrying this weekend.
Down 20-0. I was surprised about that at home. I
Oh,
picked
no.
Texas to win.
No,
I
it was-
picked Texas to win.
Listen, we don't have to talk about it. Listen, we don't have to talk about it. I mean, I was in the stands. Suffering, okay? I'm just saying, next to an obnoxious frat boy Georgia student who was just screaming at every play. I want to choke him.
You wanted to eat the dog. You wanted to eat the dog. You wanted to eat the dog.
They don't eat that dog. That dog, I was going to be Haitian that day. But I held my composure. I did not throw any water bottles or Crown Royal bottles on the field.
That wasn't you?
That was not me. It's not me. I represent, All City Dallas. I represent my family. I'm old enough that I can't be showing out like that. But inside, I was seething. It's a horrible call.
Quarterback change?
They,
What do you do? What do you do going forward?
we're still talking Texas.
We're going to talk everything.
He's going back to
we
Quinn
talk about all
Ewers.
your love.
He's going back to South Lake's Quinn Ewers, and we'll see how that works.
First round pick, Quinn Ewers.
I've never felt that he was like a top echelon quarterback, but that's how we do in the draft. Quarterbacks get elevated, and there are not a lot of first round picks in this draft. I've said, if you go through my Twitter timeline, you got to go through a lot, but I've said Shedeur Sanders was the best quarterback in this class. Now, I've said that from early in the season. I said before the season. He is proven to be the best quarterback in the class. And you can talk about Quinn Ewers all you want to, but Carson Beck didn't look good at all.
All three could be first round picks.
I know because of the inflation of quarterback, because of need for quarterbacks that people would do that. But all quarterback classes that we've seen over the years are not created equal. There's the quality of the quarterbacks you get in the first round is not the same as you get in other years. Ain't that many C.J. Strouds, okay? Correct. Ain't that many Dak Prescott's who's the fourth round. It's not an exact science. So, Quinter's got a lot of work to do. I think he's going to be an NFL quarterback. He's from South Lake, went to South Lake Carroll, 5-star. He will be playing NFL. Whether he lives up to being a first-round talent and franchise quarterback, that's a whole other conversation. But let's be honest. The offensive line didn't help him out. That Georgia defense, that Walker kid, he should be the first overall pick. That dude was a monster. He made money on Saturday. You got to look at all of that. That dude was a beast, and he made money. But, hey, good game. We'll see him in the SEC championship game, and we'll see if we can return the favor.
All right. See how many of those guys on the field that day may end up as Dallas Cowboy players.
Yeah.
We'll see. A lot of scouts with that game. That was filled with NFL scouts.
It was a lot of scouts, a lot of people. It was a great scene. I was there. The fan base was crazy. The in-game experience was crazy. We had a tailgate. It was just you had Formula One there in Austin. Everybody was in Austin. It's ESPN at the whole show. They did the Formula One race. They did they did the Texas Georgia game. Game day was there. It was a scene. It's funny because I love John McClain. I love how media takes shots. And during the first quarter, John McClain's said, "You think Texas wanted to be in SEC now?" I'm like, have you been to Austin? Have you seen the scene? Yeah, they want to be in SEC. First of all, they're still in first place. But more importantly, it's about the scene. It's about the game. It's about the matchup. yes, you'd rather be playing Georgia than Baylor. You'd rather be on TV playing Georgia than Iowa State and having to go to Ames. I mean, the whole pageantry of what took place in the biggest day in Austin, biggest sports day in Austin probably ever, when you add in the Formula One race and the hotel rooms are going for $1,000 a night, you better guarantee goddamn that Texas and Austin are happy there in the SEC, regardless of the outcome of the game.
I don't know about Oklahoma right about now, but Texas, yes.
There's no question about that. It was a great evening.
Times are hard at OU. Times are hard. Good luck, Seth Luttrell. Happy way out. I like Seth. Nice guy, but got. Let's talk about these Cowboys. They are traveling to Levi Stadium, San Francisco, well, Santa Clara technically, on Sunday. The 49ers are a beat-up unit right now. Brandon Ayuk out for the year. Deebo Samuel's in the hospital. He's got issues. George Kittle's got a foot issue. Christian McCaffrey may not play. So right now, just looking at some of those weapons that Brock Purdy needs for the Cowboys, yes, you have to stop the run. Kyle Shanahan is still going to run the ball at you. But if you're going to do it, this is the time to do it. We don't know about the injured players that the Cowboys are going to have. Mike McCarthy spoke a little bit about that, but still, everybody's got a little bit of hurts right now. This is the opportunity for the Cowboys out in San Francisco, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's funny that you named all those people that are missing. I don't remember any defenders missing. Don't remember any of those big time Fred Warners and those guys. You did you name any of those guys?
No.
Nobody on the defense side of the ball, right?
Hey, man.
The part of the unit that has really given the Cowboys fits, right? Did you name Joey Bosa?
You and your facts. You and all these facts.
Did you name? Oh, you don't want to be fact checked, huh?
No.
Did you name any of those guys? It's interesting. And as you name, obviously, Christian McCaffrey's out.
I mean, there's some concepts.
Christian McCaffrey's out.
There's some concepts of some defensive guys.
Yes, concepts.
Injured, some concepts.
Christian McCaffrey's out. Guess what? His backup is like among the leaders in rushing yards. League leaders in yards after contact. Some no-name running backup, they still run the ball effectively. They still have things they can hang their hat on that they do well. Yeah, they're struggling. This is not what they expected. It's like the season not the Cowboys expected. Yes, they have injuries, but the Cowboys still have injuries, and we don't know, again, the status of the Micah Parsons and Deron Blands and Eric Kendricks, whether they're going to be able to play, it's interesting that Jerry Jones turned over a new leaf today on the radio. The Jones family turned over a new leaf on the radio. He did not reveal anything about the injuries today.
Or Dalvin Cook.
No, he did not reveal anything. He has learned his lesson from the Deron Bland, Stephen Jones, and the Deron Bland of a week ago. Deron Bland's going to play. Going to play this week, going to get some snaps, going to be ready to go against Detroit. Deron Bland was downgraded out on Friday. Before the Detroit game, he was not ready to go, and they still don't know if he's ready to go. And so when he's asked about the injuries, Micah, the first couple of days of this week, we talked to him on Monday, they said that we don't know. It's still up in the air. And Jerry today said it may be a game-time decision. So there's no definitive status on whether you're going to get some of those superstars you're hoping to get back. I mean, that was part of the hope coming out of the bye that, maybe Micah's ankle. And I really thought it'd be a 2-game thing, and he'd be ready to go after the bye, and you could get him back, and so trying to build some of the momentum. Deron Bland, injured in training camp, and it was 4 to 6 weeks initially. It's been more than 6-7 weeks.
Yeah, the hope.
And we still don't know if Bland is ready to go and 100%. And that was part of your hopes of what you wanted. I mean, it's been 6 weeks of the season. I think he got hurt a week or two before the start of the season, and we've had 6 games. You've had a bye week. I mean, you do the math.
Right. And
we still don't know if he's ready to go.
Here's another thing about this 49er game. It gives you some hope. It's not here. It's not AT&T Stadium.
What does that mean? They haven't lost on the road up there? I mean, they got the doors blown off last year on the road up there.
I'm just saying that the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium this year, if you gotta go get a win right about now, this year it's been proven it's going to be on the road. And the last road win they got was on NBC Sunday Night Football. So I'm trying to correlate this.
I know what you're trying to do, and I think it's cute that we're trying to say, well, the Cowboys are good on the road and bad at home. I think if you reversed it And those teams they played on the road, played at home, they'd be undefeated at home. And the teams they played on the road, if they played them at home, they played them on the road, they'd be winless on the road. It's really more about the matchups than where the games were.
You and your Bill Belichick facts here.
Yes. it's really more about the matchup. And the frustrating thing about it is the Cowboys are 3-3. They don't feel like a 3-3 team. It feels like a 2-4 team or 1-5 because they're at the bottom of the league in offense. They're at the bottom of the league in defense. For a 3-3 team, you would think that it'd be more middle of the road. But you look at their numbers and where they are as an offense and a defense, and they're at the bottom of the league in most categories. And so that's why it's hard to say feel good about 3-3.
I hear you on that standpoint. And of the 3 losses, clearly the Saints one is they haven't won a game since. They came in September 15th. But the other 2 losses, you tell me if I'm wrong. Right now, if you had to pick the best team out of the NFC, I think you would say it's the Lions right now.
I said it before the game.
Okay.
I said it before they beat Minnesota. They were the best. They were playing the best.
Okay.
I don't disagree with anything like that.
So the Lions, and they drilled you. And your other loss was the Baltimore. That was a team I picked to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Right.
So I said 3 losses at home: Saints, Ravens, Lions. Two of those teams are really, really good, and one of those teams is proven fraudulent.
That's the problem. Yeah, right. When they play good teams, they get beat. You're right. But the problem is
they're built that way.
The problem is the non-compete. You have you're ranked 12th in total offense. You're 32nd in rushing offense. You're second in passing offense only because of Dak has to throw for a lot of yards. He's had to throw the ball a lot because you can't run and you're behind. But you can't score. You're 20th in scoring. You don't score in the red zone. Defense, you're 24th. You're 27th in rushing defense. It's just there's nothing good coming out of it. Your turnover margin.
You're right.
You're 28th because you're still turning the ball over and you're not getting turnovers. And so you can look and say, yeah, they played 2 of the best teams in the league, and those teams are. But that's the standard. That's your standard. That's the goal. You're supposed to be playing at that level. We can't say, okay, you're not Appalachian State saying, okay, we got beat by Alabama. That's not who you are. It's big on big. You big too. You're supposed to be.
Hey man, look,
we can't say we got beat by the eventual Super Bowl champion. That's going. Who goes home and sleeps well at night because of that?
So, armed with those facts, you now go to San Francisco, who's got some guys that are beat up.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity for you.
Yes.
Then you go to Atlanta before you have another home game, which will be Philadelphia. So these are 2 games right now. If you're the Cowboys coming off a bye week, having this opportunity, it is time to figure out how we scrape together whatever you've got and go win a football game.
There's no question about that. If you're going to beat the 49ers and they have owned you, and I don't care if they don't have anybody playing, it's still the 49ers, it's still in San Francisco, it's a game you have to go win. If you want to save your season, this is a time, you're 3-3, you're coming off the bye. This, I said it last night, this season is on the brink right now.
We've been saying that since the Giants game now.
Yeah. But right now, if you want to salvage this, you managed to get to 3-3 now at the bye. And if you want to salvage this season, with these 2 road games, you claim you play well on the road, go beat Atlanta and go beat the 49ers. Go beat a beat-up 49ers team. And we said that Atlanta was going to be easy out, but they just got blown out by Seattle at home. So they're not the Ravens or the Chiefs or the Detroit Lions. They're beatable, but you got to go do it. You have to put a game together against these teams.
Yes, you have to go score in the red zone.
Yes.
You have to stop turning the football. Yes, you're correct, and your hope is that this bye week that they've gone
back to the basics, gone back to OTAs,
fundamentals,
OTAs, minicamp training. What are we going back to?
Whatever it takes. Sonny Dykes was over at TCU doing the same thing during his bye week, going back to the fundamentals. They ended up going to Utah, won a game that nobody thought they were going to win. I certainly didn't see them win that game, but they did. And so in some ways, the Cowboys got to do exactly what they did over there. Whatever fundamentals or whatever you got to go to, figure it out. TCU had a defense that played, and then you saw me Baylor. Baylor had 2 weeks to get ready for Tech and went up there and whooped that trick. So that's your hope, man.
No, that's what you got to do.
What you got to do.
My thing is this, and this is the frustrating thing is that a lot of these teams have something like the 49ers. They struggle, okay? They're not who we thought they were. They still run the ball damn well. What is it? What do the Cowboys do well that you can hang your hat on every week in and week out and say, this is who we are?
You know what? Let's hold that thought. Hold that thought. When we come back, Clarence Hill explains his negativity right here on the Media Mash. I'm Newy Scruggs.
We're going to bring up Derrick Henry?
Back finds Pearson. It's caught. Touchdown.
The Dallas Morning News delivers full press coverage of the Cowboys.
Aikman straight drop, throws it over the middle. Irvin in for the touchdown, Cowboys.
We cover your Cowboys from the preseason to the postseason and beyond.
Boot to the right. Looking down the field. Lamb. Victory.
Game by game, play by play. No one delivers your Cowboys like the Dallas Morning News. Connect deeper to the Dallas Cowboys with the Dallas Morning News.
I'm Cowboys alumni Danny McCray, here with Smoothie King asking, what's that sound? That's the sound of me sipping one of their power-packed smoothies with over 10 grams of protein. With real fruits and organic veggies, because at Smoothie King, what you see is what you sip. So grab a delicious Smoothie King smoothie, throw a straw in your jaw, and get sipping real. Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. Hashtag be your own boss.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash here on a Tuesday as the Cowboys get ready to start their Wednesday preparations for the San Francisco 49ers, a team that's injured right now. 49ers 3-4 football team, Cowboys 3-3. 49ers getting hit with that Super Bowl hangover right now. A lot of injuries they're dealing with. Run CMC has been missing weeks. Does not look like he's going to play. Nobody expects him to play. Wide receiver Brandon Ayuk out for the year. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel went to the hospital.
Pneumonia? What does he have? I mean, why was he on? If he's that sick, why was he on the sideline? Didn't he start the game and then they took him out?
Sir, the 49ers are a professional organization. They felt that players want.
And now he's in the hospital. I mean,
look how they doing to us. So
if he was in the hospital on Monday, he shouldn't have been on the field on Sunday.
You talking about player safety in this league?
That's right. If he was in the hospital on Monday, if he's so sick, he should not have been on the field. He should not have been out there on Sunday.
Player safety. Okay, you tell Raj.
He was in the hospital on Monday.
Talk to Roger about that.
And I don't know what's going on with Tua. Can we talk about that for a minute? Why is he not wearing the Guardian cap? This is not a mask mandate. Okay, personal choice. If you guys don't know, Tua, how you say his last name? Because I want to butcher it.
Tagovailoa.
Okay, Tua, whatever he said.
Tua, there you go. Just go Tua. Help yourself.
The Dolphins quarterback is set on returning to the field after suffering a concussion a few weeks ago, and he's been out. Another. He's had several concussions. He talked to the media yesterday and said he doesn't want to be known as a guy with concussions. And did he say, I would die on the field or I'd die for this game? I'm like, is that what you're trying to do?
For who? For what?
Is that what you're trying to do? Is that literally could happen? We don't want to see you locked up again. We don't want to see you concussed again. And then, he talks about he's not going to wear the Guardian cap, probably because it don't look good.
Doesn't.
Okay, but it's about player safety. Them bike helmets we have to wear when you ride your little bike don't look good either. But you have to wear them. And he said it's a personal choice. Not, there are people talking about the garden caps are not really safe. Okay, if he'd have said that, that's fine. But he didn't say they're not proven to be any more effective. They're not, or they affect my throwing motion. He said personal choice, like it's a mask mandate. He's, I don't want to do that. My body, my choice. We're talking about head injuries.
His body, his choice. There you go.
First of all, I don't know if he's actually going to play. They say he's going to play, and we'll see. Because he has to return the play, or at least claim to return the play to get all his money. Under his contract. So I don't know if we're playing contract games, or this is really,
yes.
Huh?
Yes. First off, you can make sure you get paid, right?
Yeah, I don't know if we're playing a contract game because he will get some money if he decides to retire, but he will get all of his money if he's forced from the game because of concussions. So you don't have the contracts where we'll see what happens on Sunday if they let him play. And I just would hate for him to go out there and get hit again. There's no amount of protecting yourself at the quarterback position because you're going to get hit. You're to sit in there and deliver throws is one thing that Dak does. You have to stand there and deliver throws, and so you're going to get hit. You're going to get bumped. You're going to get all of that. You got to be able to take a beating to a certain extent.
Yep.
At the quarterback position, and so there's no protecting. The problem is that when you've had concussions, you're prone or more susceptible to other concussions,
right.
and they just add up on your body, and that's the thing we fear about with Tua because he's had so many in the last couple of years. And listen, this is all about. It's not hating on Tua, hating on his game. This is all about. We want to care about his long-term health. Football is such a short window, 10 years, 15 years of an 80-year life or so. And we want you to have a quality of life after the game. And more importantly, we don't want to see you glitching up on the field, after taking a hit again. And we've seen you do that. And we don't want the dire consequences that could come with if you continue to do this to yourself.
And so you hear what the player's saying. The organization has to do what their due diligence is as well. And so the first thing, if you're the head coach, this is out of your hands to the doctors.
Yeah.
What the doctor's saying. And so if the doctors are clearing him and he's ready to go and the player says he wants to go, as far as the team goes, you play him.
Well, the problem here is that you really don't know about head injuries until you're dead. Okay, so the doctors only can see what's on the scan. Okay, and that's why they can only test for CT after a person's died. Okay, so the doctors can only see so much. We do know that when you've had concussions, you're more susceptible to other concussions. We know that when you've had a number of concussions, it's bad on the brain. Okay, but there's really nothing the doctors can see to say you shouldn't play again, other than common sense saying most likely you shouldn't play again. And so that their hands are tied. It's up to the player and the team or somebody to make a bigger decision for the player.
Remember when Troy got hurt?
Yes.
LeVar Arrington hit him.
Yes.
I was in Texas State. I was on the sidelines for that one. That was the last game Troy ever played in. And I think it just maybe he hasn't had that one hit yet that tells him, okay. And him and then some other folks around him that says, hey, man, let's not keep doing this.
But Troy tried to come back. That Troy tried to come back. He tried to come back and play for the 49ers. I mean, he tried to come back. He thought about coming back.
That's the natural warrior in you that just wants to, hey, I feel good now and let me go. So
he would say he was more of his back that made him retired than his head.
And he did say that too.
Yeah.
He said that at the back. But.
Yeah. So, I mean, he tried to come back again. We all know, like boxers, Muhammad Ali, everybody, it's the player's the last to give it up. And we understand that. And that's why you need people in your life to say, don't do it. You know, and it's fun, it's messed up because I go back to on any given Sunday when the wife is like, I want you to still play. And the guy said, I want to quit. And he got, like, yes. He wanted to quit, and he gonna glitch up on the field.
I'm tired of getting beat up out here. Not you, me. I'm the one getting out.
We don't need wives like that. We need wives who gonna tell you, please, honey, stay at home. We want you to be able to play with your kids. We want you to be able to do this. So, I mean, but that's the decision everybody has to make with these injuries, and as you get older, and you're just like same with the Cowboy players, and you have these injuries, and you have to make a decision, and that's why there's a difference between playing hurt and playing injured, and as the coach would say, everybody's hurt, everybody's ailing. There's something you play this game, and it's like you've been in a car wreck, and so everybody's ailing. What are you allowed to do?
Okay, so go back into that. This is a tough thing, because here's what I don't know. If Tua stops playing, is there certain money he has to get back? And then what are the?
He had to get nothing back.
Or what are and then what is it that?
You have to go into the contract. I don't know. I just know that he gets pretty much all of his money if he's forced from the game because of injury. But if he decides to retire on his own, then there's some about some of the guarantees are based on injury and some are not. And so if he retires on his own, he won't get all the injury guarantees because he did it on his own and not because of the injury.
Okay, and then there's that next thing you got to ask yourself. What do you do? I mean, for the most part, the bulk of his childhood and all of his adulthood, this is who you were. You were special. I remember when he came from Hawaii to Alabama, special. And they had gone to a national championship game with Jalen Hurts the year before. Jalen left the field. They had a lead. They ended up losing. And then so the next year they're back at the championship game. They're struggling. They put in Tua at halftime. They go and win the national championship over Georgia in overtime. And boom, Tua's a star. And people are out there talking about tank for Tua. This guy's been a star. So when you talk about, hey, retire, quit, that's another aspect, man. A lot of these guys, their whole identity is wrapped up into being a football player. And you and I have seen some of these guys who struggled. And not just guys, it's even women, Olympic athletes. I remember talking with Carly Patterson after she won the gold medal in 2004. She says, I kept trying to find that next Olympic gold medal moment in my life, and I didn't have it. So I think that's something out there, too, when you talk about, hey, telling a guy, hey, man, stop doing this. What else can I do?
I mean, but with all due respect, that's a decision that everybody has to make. Every athlete, whether from high school, because a lot of kids, listen, I played 5 sports. I'm not on never the level. I played 5 sports in high school. That was my life. And you get into college and you're not doing that anymore. You have to find different avenues. You got free time. I didn't know what free time was because I was always busy. And there are major athletes who that's all they do, from Pee-wee, they're in all these leagues and everything else. And then they have to find something else. And then some of the best ones are, only 3% of all the kids that play high school sports get to play in college. Right. And so they have to make this, and then those guys get to play in college, they have to make those same decisions. And then those ones that get to pros, they all have to make those same decisions, and all of them aren't first-round picks, but they all have to make similar decisions.
But the people who keep getting through, as you talk about, the numbers, they're special. Tua has been a special, been bestowed with the Pixie Ducks forever. It's hard to now to, hey, man, go hang that thing up and do what? That's what I'm just saying. That's
Tom Brady struggled with hanging them up. I mean, Tony Romo. I mean, that's what Jason Witten struggled with hanging them up. Whether it's early in your career or late in your career, it's a struggle. It's a transition.
And that's what I'm just saying. I don't think you're talking about it from a.
There are media members who struggle with hanging them up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, your life has changed. Anytime you change, there are coaches who struggle with hanging them up. When you change your lifestyle, something you've done all your life.
Who struggled in media?
I mean, stop it, man. I'm just saying.
Nobody cares about the media.
No, but what I'm saying, when you do something and you put your life into it, all you do, and it's taken away from you,
okay,
whether by choice or not.
And right now, when you've asked the question, you kind of introduced this whole segment about Tua in terms of, hey, why isn't he wearing the cap, and just asking about him playing again. These are hard things to do. Right now, we don't see another quarterback that's out there playing with that Guardian helmet. And you see what it looks like. Remember the...
he could be booed on the field like Deshaun Watson. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That's a stretch.
My point is this, is that whether it's somebody we feel sorry for like Tua or somebody we don't feel sorry for like Deshaun Watson, injuries change your outlook on the game, change your perspective on the game. And unlike most us average Americans, they got $240 million guaranteed to cry in their sleep with. What's your son watching as?
Yes. Let's get a break in here. Dalvin Cook. Could this be the week? Could it be the week? We'll ask Clarence Hill of All City, Dallas, the news, because it's 8:30 happened, and Dalvin told you he sets his IG by 8:30 to see if he's playing or not. Let's dive into that.
We talked about other running backs this morning at 8:30. I don't know. We talked about Dalvin Cook.
Let's put that reporter cap on with Clarence Hill next. I'm Newy Scruggs. This is Media Mash on DallasCowboys.com.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1. Any broadcast without the express addition of cooked-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12. No crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable Cane sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31. Anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
Drawback finds Pearson. It's caught. Touchdown.
The Dallas Morning News delivers full press coverage of the Cowboys.
Bateman straight drop, throws it over the middle. Irvin in for the touchdown, Cowboys.
We cover your Cowboys from the preseason to the postseason and beyond.
Boot to the right. Looking down the field. Lamb. Victory.
Game by game, play by play. No one delivers your Cowboys like the Dallas Morning News. Connect deeper to the Dallas Cowboys with the Dallas Morning News.
Hey, Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Back to Media Mash.
Here we are on the Media Mash, getting ready for the 49ers and Cowboys. It's going to be Sunday night in Santa Clara, California on NBC. He is Clarence Hill of All City, Dallas. I'm Newy Scruggs. All right, we were wondering what was going to happen at 8:30 p.m. on the Jerry Jones Show on 105.3 The Fan.
AM.
Oh, yes, this morning, I should say. Hey, everything went the way I thought it would. All right, get back on the horse, go to work, and there you go. I used to host the Jerry Jones Show when I worked at the Fan. I did it on Fridays at 10. And Jerry and I had a very intense discussion about David Beeler when he was the kicker, and remember how bad he was.
Yeah.
And Jerry out there trying to hold on, like he's a kickoff specialist. He's not a field goal specialist. And Jerry just didn't want to hear it.
He was an athlete, too. He could run the 40 real well. He could beat some of the receivers in the 40.
Yeah. Yeah, you can sit him down there. He can kick the ball and go run down and make a tackle, too.
Outrun Patrick Creighton.
Yes, all that stuff. But he couldn't make a field goal. He was not good at that. He was missing field goals, the makeable ones. And Jerry just didn't want to talk about it. And he and I got into it one. He's like, "What do you want me to do? Say my field goal kicker's not any good and then ruin his confidence?" Jerry, at some point in time, you got to come to the truth. He's not good. So I get it. But that's a part of it. Jerry, and you've been around Jerry long enough, man, for 2 decades. Mm-hmm. You're not doing your job at some point in time if you haven't sparred with Jerry.
No, you got to spar with him, and he's going to give it back to you. And not surprisingly, he didn't offer an apology this morning on the Fan. He did offer a little peace offering. I love the job that you do, and he talked about being sensitive about certain type of questions. Get on your ass type of questions. When you keep beating a dead horse. And that dead horse was Derrick Henry. Asking him about what he didn't do in the offseason, Derrick Henry. And he talked about being asked incessantly since training camp every day about Derrick Henry. Why didn't you sign Derrick Henry? And, of course, Jerry continued to double down on why they didn't get Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, who, by the way, leads the NFL in rushing yards, 873 attempts, 134, and rushing touchdown with 8. Another great game Monday night. Ran for 169 yards on 15 carries. Caught a touchdown pass at an 80-yard scamper. He has run for at least 100 yards in 4 of the last 5 games. Of course, the Cowboys have the worst rushing attack in the league, last in yards per game, yards per attempt. The team is riding their franchise record 20 straight games without a 100-yard rusher. And our boy Troy Aikman even took a shot at the Cowboys on air, pointing out their failure to pursue Derrick Henry, who trained in Dallas, lives in Dallas, who basically openly said he wanted to play for the Cowboys, and Jerry never picked up the phone.
So, listening to the interview, Jerry went into the whole Derrick Henry thing before they could even get it. He just, boom, I'm going to beat you to the punch on it.
Right.
And this is the question I would have for Jerry. Did you even have a conversation? Did you even think, could you come up with some type of creative contract? And I bring that up because there's been no one in professional sports who's been more innovative at generating dollars and coming up with ideas than Jerry. I mean, Jerry's the guy that told Rupert Murdoch, hey, man, you and Fox, no, really, make a serious bid here. I mean, Jerry's been that guy. You know, you talk about the official real estate company, the official,
right.
You know, I mean, that's his Jerry. Jerry did that.
That's my thing, and I'm with you with that, you know, because there could have been a Cowboy discount.
And
what about the Texas State tax discount and everything else compared to going where he went? But you didn't even give it the old college try. You didn't even give it the Cowboys try and lean on the star and say how much, when you play for the Cowboys, you know, you can make all this money off the field to go along with that money you make on the field. You know, there's other things. He didn't even give it the college try because he had already ruled it out from a salary cap standpoint, from a financial standpoint, from a I got to sign these other guys standpoint. And to me, that's my problem because I'm the one who asked the all-in question. And I asked all-in question, and I specifically asked all-in question because I understand their mentality is we're going to be, I said, Jerry, are you really all in trying to win this year? Are you really all in? Don't tell me about the future.
I thought that was Gelkin had asked.
No, stop it. Don't tell me about the future. Don't tell me about salary cap for the future and all the other stuff, balance the books. Are you focused on winning now? Improve this team to win now. You just lost 12-5, 3 straight years. Is it all about winning now? And that's what he said, I'm all in now, okay? Because I set it up that way because I understand that every time they talk about the cap and players and signing players for the future, but in free agency, it's all about, oh, I got to sign this guy in 3 years. I got to sign this guy in 3 years. After 28 years not making it to the Super Bowl, no one cares, you know? And so that was the premise of All In, at least from my angle. And they didn't go all in. And they didn't even give they didn't give Derrick Henry even a phone call, okay? That's the root of the issue here. Not, you know, when you talk about, well, we had to sign Dak, and we had to sign CD, and we're going to sign Mike, and we everybody understands all of that, okay?
Okay.
You understand that. But Mike McCarthy's in the last year of his deal, okay? And you're paying Dak all this money, there's only a certain window you want to maximize that money. You know, there's a certain window you want to maximize all of that. And you need to win now. You don't need to win 4 years from now. You need to win now. You know, that should be the goal. It should have been the goal.
And I'm not disputing what you're saying. My just question I would like to ask you, did you ever have a conversation with the agent to see if there was anything? Hey, what if I gave you 3
His agent is the same agent as Dak's agent. It wasn't about, he did not.
Todd France?
Yes. Same agent. Same agent, okay? They did not pick up the phone, you know. And my thing, like this morning when Jerry doubles down, he talked about the salary cap and how this wasn't a financial fit. But he also made it say it wasn't a good football fit. And to me, that's where he went too far. He said, we're not playing very good football right now, and it's beyond whether or not we have Derrick Henry or not. Derrick Henry's having a career year. I don't know if he'd be having that career year in our situation. when people talk about the offense and they continue to talk about the offense and the style of offense that they have, and to me, that's where he went and took a veiled shot. I don't think intentionally at Mike McCarthy. He says a real good compliment to the type of offense they run, talking about the Baltimore Ravens, especially with Lamar Jackson and doing all the zone reads. We don't run that type of offense at all. Our situation is more about holding blocks. It's more about not making mistakes. It's more about the receivers running through a tough man-to-man coverage and running through it and get away from the type of things we all think we should be looking at is we're designing bad plays and designing bad concepts. And the facts are there's some of that. But there's also some of execution. There's also some of that, bad plays and bad concepts. That people are making too much of them having bad plays and bad concepts, but it's also some of bad plays and bad concepts. He said that. Yeah. And my point is, he didn't have to say that. And my other point is like, well, Derrick Henry would have made a difference. There are a lot of people who believe, well, he couldn't have done that around this offensive line. Our Hall of Famers make a difference. There are reasons why they're starters and backups. The reason why guys are Hall of Famers and guys are also-rans. The reason why guys are journeymen. Difference makers always make a difference. Whether it's the threat of Derrick Henry for this offense, for Dak Prescott in the play-action passing game, the threat of Derrick Henry maybe not getting anything with 3 quarters, then breaking an 80-yard in the fourth quarter, makes a difference.
You have to account for Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
You're not walking up to the line to say we have to account for
he had 2 runs last night that longer than any run the Cowboys have had all season. Yeah. And so, yeah, your offensive line is not great, but name me a back that was drafted in the top 5 outside of, Zeke coming to the Cowboys who went to a team that was a perfect situation. They all went to bad teams, and they immediately made a difference, going back to the Earl Campbells of the world. Okay, going back to Derrick Henry going to Tennessee, who never played with a Pro Bowl quarterback, but yet he's put together a Hall of Fame career.
Okay,
great players make a difference.
Agreed. I mean, I remember Nate Newton talking about, hey man, I was just a journeyman player, and all of a sudden I got Emmitt Smith, and I'm a Pro Bowl. So,
you know what I'm saying?
So yes, I agree. That's what I said. For me, that would have been. That's always been kind of the question I had. Is just, you mean to tell me you didn't even have a conversation? You didn't even explore and look into it?
And I love him because he always.
And I don't know.
He always brings up this famous song that says, "If the phone ain't ringing, that's Mia calling." He loves to say that, especially when it comes to trade time, and talking about he don't want to make the first phone call. Okay, he don't want to, because if you make the first phone call, then you're on the bad end of the deal, because that means that you're gonna get took. If the phone ain't ringing, that's Mia calling. Okay, and why didn't you make the call, Jerry? I mean, you got to make the call. I don't want to hear about if the phone ain't ringing. That's Mia calling. Okay.
When you say you're all in and you don't make the phone call, it can seem disingenuous.
But
he gave his explanation.
No, he has an explanation. He has an explanation for everything, and it makes sense in his mind as it should. And it's going to, because he's talking about, we spent this money on Dak and we spent this money on CD. And my thing is, and they would say, well, how do you spend this money on Dak? This money must not be all in, because to me, all in was not bringing back the same guys. Yes, you spent money on them, but all in is adding to the team. You did not add talent to the team. You were running it back. Yes, you invested in CD and Dak, but did you add to the team? Did you go all in to improve the team? Re-signing Dak and CD is not improving the team from last year. And so that's where we disconnect on all in.
Okay. Well, he went down that road. And so Mike McCarthy as a head coach he's got some challenges. But this week, San Francisco's got challenges as well. So we'll see which coaching staff can put together a game plan and which team's players get it done.
Yeah, I mean,
it's still a players' game. The players got to come out here and get it done.
San Francisco has owned you, okay? I don't care if they don't have Debo. Go be San Francisco.
Who's going to bring the boombox out for the Niners? Trent? Who's going to bring
Trent's going to do it.
Okay.
Trent's going to do it if he don't get suspended for punching that guy.
We shall see.
But just going to do it. Debo, we'll see. But, you've been in the hospital on Monday and Tuesday. Don't look like you're going to be ready to play on Sunday.
No. Clarence Hill, appreciate you. Thanks to Josh, Jazz, Chris Beam. Everybody's a part of this. I'm Newy Scruggs. It's been the Media Mash. We'll do it again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time right here on DallasCowboys.com.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!